morning to all. I would like to take this initiative, and I thought rather than just in my workshops, on qualitative analysis, I keep discussing about the content analysis, what is the process, how to proceed further, and each and everything. However, I thought time has come for me to start off with a proper playlist where I can explain as to what exactly is, the content analysis is all about, how to understand it, what are the various ways in which we can know about the correct procedures, or I would say the process to go ahead and conduct a content analysis. It is and yes, as I'm seeing across the societies, they are using certain softwares even to proceed further with the content analysis. So is it mandatory that you have to use some kind of a tool to perform the content analysis, or you have the leverage to be meticulous and approach towards it with some seriousness if you are into the research and like to use the content analysis. So these are certain things that I thought I should be able to go ahead and introduce. So what is the agenda for me? Okay, so I need to understand even what is the agenda, and to see as to how to proceed further. So here, I have made an agenda for myself, and to understand basically how to approach towards this particular playlist, so that I can be justified, and I'm giving some kind of importance and investment of my time towards the understanding of what exactly is content analysis. So first and foremost, I would like to go ahead and introduce some of the articles and research papers via the scholarly articles which I'll be showcasing, and which are available to us either in the public domain or in some of the areas like ResearchGate or Academia Edu, and some of my friends who have published their papers. I can go ahead and I can share them with you. Similarly, books. Now you see, it is not in whatever way you feel. Fine, there are workshops, there are conferences, and I would say sessions being conducted over the qualitative analysis, under which one of the topic is content analysis. Please go ahead, look at certain things which are available to you, which are given to you, which are available, and you should understand what is the genuine and the authentic way to conduct a content analysis for your own data that is present. So I would like to go ahead, not only introduce some of the articles or the research papers, however I would like to introduce some of the books and take you through the walk with the contents of the book, so that you can understand what exactly is content analysis. Is it an easy way to understand it, or can we go ahead, skip certain steps, and directly approach with an easy manner and say that okay, what I have done is content analysis? So let's have a look at it. Therefore, from these two, after giving you the exploration or some kind of an exposure or orientation for the articles as well as the book, I would like to go ahead and understand and make you know what exactly is content analysis, what is the process of conducting a good content analysis, differences through various domains of knowledge. Does one need a tool to conduct content analysis, or without a tool also you can do it? So let's have that understanding also. What are the various free and open sources of tools or IDEs, that is the integrator, I would say thing that we have got, the environment where we are able to look at the various things, or some programming languages. Definitely yes, when I'm talking about the programming languages, I'm talking about Python or R, where you don't have to be very innovative about it. However, whatever the tools are available through these languages, please go ahead and you can do, and it's a awesome way in which things are taking place in the domain of content analysis. What are the paid versions of this software? Now, it's not just the free and open source tools that we need to adopt as the philosophy of our lives. There are certain paid versions also, and you will see, if you are serious, you can definitely have a look and see if there is a library or somebody who is using it for their own research work. You can even request them. Steps for conducting good I would say content analysis. I'm so sorry, it is steps for the conduct analysis I've written. This is basically content analysis, okay, and hands-on experience kind of a thing. So we will have a look at it also, and we will see what they are. Through these things, what am I planning to do? Through the scholarly articles, I'll be showcasing to you some of the articles which are meant for the schools of medicine, nursing and healthcare. Now see, this is the era of multidisciplinary approach. So I would always say, either you form a team wherein the individuals are coming from different domains, and you can write a wonderful paper through your experiences. Or if you feel that that is not the approach, whatever expert area is yours, you can collaborate with them and you can definitely publish a paper. That's the second approach. Third approach, which is mine, is that once you are reading the articles or research papers coming from these schools, you can implement them. I wouldn't say as it is, however, look at and learn for yourself, and you are free to use it in your own domain. Through the qualitative approach I'm talking about. From management, I mean, this is for the medicine, nursing and healthcare. Management or business studies, I have seen that schools of medicine, nursing, healthcare really get along very well with the departments of the management, and the way the collaborated published works comes out is excellent, I would say. Similarly, for law and legal studies. Now, law and legal, I have seen more than quantitative. I'm not saying that they don't perform the quantitative, however, they rely more on the qualitative analysis. So, content analysis is one of them, and you would see that a lot of papers have been published across the globe for this particular domain also. Similarly, journalism and mass communication. My first introduction to content analysis was through the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. I got an opportunity to teach a few papers in that particular Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, especially with reference to the communication and public relation, personality development and communication skills, and therein and the theories of communication. Now that's a very important paper which I was surprised when I just had a glance and got the opportunity, I would say, to teach. However, more than teaching, I felt like my exposure to that particular paper was completely from a different perspective altogether. So I would say that the manner in which the content analysis is done in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication, they are very meticulous, and for them the way they approach towards it is very different. However, nowadays there also I'm seeing some kind of a changes. Now, from social sciences, schools of social sciences and humanities, definitely for the School of Planning, Designing and Architecture. Now, I have wonderful friends coming from this particular school, and I have seen the way they do the content analysis, let's say for a tomb or for a building, or let's say some historical place, a garden. I mean, I was looking at it and I said, wow, the content analysis, forget about the thematic, themes will come later on. However, with the content that this particular school does, it is amazing, I would say. Similarly, schools of engineering, there also you have computer sciences, electronics, then electronic communication, civil engineering, I would say. They really enter into the content analysis, and the way they have applied it to their own fields again is amazing for me. And similarly, how can I forget travel and tourism, because that is one area which I love like anything, because I keep traveling, and the moment I start seeing the way content content analysis have been applied to various concepts or theories, or the practical part of the travel and tourism, you will see that you have got a lot of scope to publish also side by side. From schools of hospitality, especially for the food part of it, like I'm more into the historical aspects of the food, and being a food historian myself, I have been exposed, I would say exposed, got that exposure towards the food industry also side by side. So content analysis over there, you will see, for example, if you are all aware of Mahabharata, we know that Bhim was very good cook. And if you know the story of Nala and Damayanti, you will understand that Nala, he was a king, and being a king, he turned out to be an awesome cook. And similarly, if you look at the empire of Krishnadevaraya, Vijayanagara empire I'm talking about, and in Andhra Pradesh, and then it extends towards the Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, the empire. There are so many books which are published in Telugu, Kannada, and Oriya that content analysis of those things have really given us a good eye-opening things for me. Now, similarly, Mughal Empire, I'm talking about all the way from Turkey till India. If you just give a glance over it and see the food journey of the Mughals, you will understand, what kind of content is available for us, and the analysis of that in itself is really good for us. Similarly, how can I forget schools of education? In the schools of education, I think content analysis plays a very important role, and we would, if I get the chance, I might show you how they are taking care of the content analysis. So I have forgotten to add from schools of fashion management. Definitely yes, content analysis, they have awesome content, and the manner it can be taken or done in those particular schools, you will see that it's again a marvelous journey for each one of us. So that is something which I was thinking that yes, I'm supposed to do it. Now there are certain books which I would say I'm supposed to share it with each one of you, and one of the book which is considered to be a Bible is a book titled as Content Analysis and Introduction to its Methodology. You see, you cannot do content analysis. I get a jerk sometimes when I see, is this content analysis? Now, you see, in certain workshops, then I think it's better to learn whatever you are receiving in that particular workshop. However, that does not mean that that is the end of it. Try to explore more, and you would see that this is one of the books which is called as the Bible of Content Analysis by Klaus Krippendorf, and you can look at it, and I'll show you immediately after this particular playlist. I'll be giving you the window shopping, I would say, to the what I call it as some of the books, and you can just see the contents very quickly, and you will be able to understand the importance of it. Similarly, if I go to the other books, these are from my collection of books on content analysis. Again, this is one book which is considered as a Bible, the Content Analysis Guidebook. Please have a look at it. Now, similarly, this is by Kimberly New I would say, which I was talking about as a guidebook. This is the earlier version, and this was later version. Now, Margaret Shire has come up with a wonderful book, and you can just look at the title, the cover page, and you would be able to understand what all things are involved into it. This is qualitative content analysis in practice, the practical implementation of it and how to understand it. Basic content analysis by Robert Philip Weber really gives you the exposure to the I would say what exactly content analysis is all about. One should lay your hands on this and understand it. Now this is another book by Patricia Swan, and you will see the illustrated guide to the content analysis research project. Now you see there are so many research projects which are there, especially from the schools of the nursing as well as the medicine, wherein if you are entered into the content analysis as a research project, wherein wherein you are going to invest some good time, I would say, then please go ahead and you should read this particular book. Now, similarly, there are some more books which I specially collected for this particular presentation of mine. And here you can see critical content analysis of visual images. And that's what I say. If you are working on some reports which are readily available across the different websites, these are certain things which you should grab them and understand it and try to go ahead. And this is not just reading the images. Apart from reading the images, you can simply go ahead with the image analysis also, and which is part of my content analysis. Now, this is a wonderful book again by James W. Driscoll and Tina Mashi, and the title itself is content analysis. If you look at their contents, you would understand why this particular book is very important from the perspective of the content analysis. The next book that I really recommend is Holstein Ole R. Content Analysis for the Social Sciences and Humanities. That does not mean the other schools will not lay their hands. You are most welcome to look at it and try to grab some of the lessons which this particular textbook is giving it to you. Similarly, I would definitely recommend reading the content analysis reader. I mean, these are the books which you should read one by one even before you approach towards conducting a content analysis by Klaus Krippendorf. I mean, I would say Klaus has really published a good number of works in terms of the content analysis, and this is a reader. If you understand the meaning of a reader, you will see the importance of this book in itself. This is by Johnny Saldana, the coding manual for qualitative researchers. Lay your hands on it. I will showcase to you what exactly they are talking about. The next one is by Holly Johnson, Janelle Mathis, Kathy G. Short, wherein they are talking about critical content analysis of children's and young adult literature. Now, even if you keep children's and young adult literature in brackets and introduce your own literature or a paper or something, look at it and you will understand why this particular book is really important for us. Similarly, content analysis of verbal behavior. Now, you see, you are talking to a CEO or a CFO or let's say, somebody who is at the higher designation. Just look at their verbal behavior, come back and you can do awesome verbal content analysis. Similarly, majority of us who are into the habit of conducting the interviews, whether it is semi-structured or structured, irrespective of that, please go ahead, look at the verbal behavior of the person with whom you are in that particular interview session. It can be a patient, it can be a doctor, it can be a teacher. I mean, you name it and you have got this verbal behavior. Even at home, nowadays the pandemic is like a COVID, I should say the next session for COVID-2 has started off. Now, I would say that why don't you look? Now, look at the children, the way they are suffering. They are just bound in the rooms only, and the moment they want to go out, they are feeling so happy. They just want to run. The full body is in that kind of an activity. Even for the adults, I see that they are really looking forward. A person who never went for a walking, you can see that person literally saying, no, I want a walk right now. So, you can see the person going ahead with the walking, exploring the society around him. You look and there's a lot of things which are taking place, and one can really give justice to the content analysis in that manner. Now, this is a wonderful book which I like it by Roberto Franzosi, From Words to Numbers. Now, those of us who are so much fascinated by numbers, have a look, grab this book, I would say, and start reading it, and you will understand how well narratives, data, and social sciences. Now, for example, as I keep telling in some of my videos that yes, I'm very fond of the partition literature, and whenever I get the chance, and God bless me that sometimes I'm very lucky that yes, some of the other person keeps meeting me while I'm traveling across the country country and being a born conversationalist, I start my I would say conversations with the other person. However, the problem with me is that I'm also a researcher. Now when I am conversing, so the other person thinks, yeah, okay, the person is talking to me. However, it's not a talk for me. It's I would say, quote unquote, it's basically a research, and I get so excited and so involved that yes, this particular book really helps you to understand. The moment this particular book was gifted to me by one of my teachers, I just looked at him and I understood why he is giving me this particular book, saying that you are not just a conversationalist, however, you are a writer also side by side. So, how we can combine your conversations, your narratives, your I would say interviews, and begin your journey from word and enter into the domain of numbers. That means what? Quantitative. So, have a look at it and you will understand what I mean to say. The application of content analysis in nursing science research by Helvi Kengas, Christina Mikonen, Maria Karainen. These are the editors, and it's a wonderful book. Again, some of us who are from different domains other than nursing sciences, I would say, please, there's no harm in reading the book. It's not necessary that yes, if I'm belonging to, let's say, domain of humanities, arts and humanities, I'm not interested in management. Now I'm able to understand that yes, why as a student of let's say a particular domain of humanities and arts, I was given the exposure to work in a company, and through that I entered into completing my MBA program, and from MBA then how the jumps were coming into my own life. So I think that there's nothing wrong in that, trying to understand how they are working and what exactly they are applying or practicing in their own. So this is the text analysis for the social sciences. We will spend some time while you are doing content analysis. Textual analysis is also very important, and you will see it's not just from the text and transcripts. You have got, if you are coming from the some of the important schools where reports are very important, let's say management, business studies, commerce, finance, where you give a lot of importance to the secondary sources. Now this book turns out to be like a bible for you, so you should definitely give your hands on it especially and read it. This book is by Carl W. Roberts. Then you have got Roberto Francisco, whose book I was just talking about, quantitative narrative analysis. So please go ahead and you can understand. And if you are coming from the school of journalism and mass communication, introduction to communication research. Now even the engineers who are in the domain of ECE, communication is really important over there, and the schools of journalism and mass communication, I would say. Then you have got management department, and apart from that, the world of the research. It gives you so much of exposure. Try to understand how I weaving different departments so that you can understand the importance of all these things also. Qualitative media analysis by David L. Altheard. Give a reading to it. You will love this book. And similarly, the politics of the textbook. Now, I would say it's not just the textbooks only. Just replace the word textbook by article, a research paper, or it can be even a blog, or V blogs, or the other kinds of blogs, or the writings that we have got. You will understand there's so much things which are present for us, and you can really understand. So this is the small introduction to my discussions on content analysis. So you have seen how much of the work is available. So let me come up with my next video walk on content analysis, so that we are able to understand and find out as to what exactly it is going to be taking place. Thanks a lot for watching, and take care. Bye.